You know what I mean? Something. It doesn't sound normal. But hopefully, I just turned it on just now and it should make a difference. And I'm kind of testing that. Plus, at the same time, I do want to go ahead and do a reading real quick. I'm going to flip some of these cards and shuffle up a little bit. I hope that everybody's doing well. I've heard that there's a lesser timeout for being quarantined. They're saying from 7 to 10 days, which is kind of nice. Now, don't take my word for it. Go view it yourself. But it actually came from the CDC. So it must be true. I actually saw Fauci, Dr. Fauci, or whatever, however you pronounce his name, he did mention it. So that'll be good if, you know, just in case you need it. Let's see, what else do I know? I think there's going to be a big major change come the beginning of December, or the beginning of January. But also one other thing I want to mention too, for the month of December, December the 21st is what's called the winter solstice, the beginning of winter, and it also is going to have a change in the planets. Both Saturn and Jupiter will eventually, within days of this solstice, will both be right at Aquarius at 0%. At 0. I'm not sure what I think it's called percent. I'm not sure. In other words, it's going to happen on the same day as the winter solstice. And now, if you guys know anything about the Mayan calendar that they discovered, I don't know, many years ago, and it had this, that the last day of the calendar, I think, was 12/21/2011. 2012. Because there was December the 21st, 2012 was the day that their calendar ended, which is interesting because they had just not that recently found. They had just recently, I don't know, a couple of years before that, or maybe more, I might be off on that, but it wasn't much before that they realized that the calendar ended at that date. And it was also ended on the December 21st winter solstice. So, I'm just telling you that because you can do your own research on it, but I found it very interesting that their calendar ended on that date, and now, what is it, 8 years later, we're going to have it again. Plus the two planets, Saturn and Jupiter. Jupiter is the expander, and Saturn is like the strict father figure. He makes you go through your closet and clean out all of your karma to make sure that you're ready for. And I've heard some people say it's the beginning also of the beginning of ascension. If you know what I mean by that, you can look that up, which is interesting. So, I know we can't believe everything we hear, but it's quite intriguing. And remember, you know, if you have a belief in something and you truly believe it, even if it's who you worship, you know, is it God or is it a different, whoever it is that you worship, that you pray to, if you believe, it will come. It's that simple, that all you have to do is believe, and things will happen for you. It will happen. Okay, I know I'm going off track a little bit here, but I'm trying to get these cards shuffled up because I did forget to flip some of them, and I don't like to do it all straight up because sometimes we get a quicker, better answer if we have some that are mingled, because the angels know which cards we need. I do not pick these cards. It's done by divine guidance. I do get channeled messages on a low frequency. I can't say that it's massive, but it's more like a nudge. Yeah, I might be starting a partial, or I might be starting a new channel. I'm going to keep this channel for sure, but I have a friend of mine who she wants to also get into the spiritual aspect of life. And we're both thinking about going on jointly. And I'll see, we'll see how it goes. She's got some things that she's got to wrap up, and I'm just kind of waiting on her to see what, how she wants to get her end set up. So hopefully I will be opening a separate channel, but believe me, this will definitely be my main channel. And I'm also, I'm considering starting to do personal readings maybe around, I'm going to say the end of January or early February. And I will be making that announcement when it gets closer to whatever date I end up choosing. I need to see how it's going to go for her and I first. She's a dear friend of mine. I've known her for years, and we're so much alike. I'm Aquarius and she's a Gemini. And when we get to talking, oh God, it's non-stop. And we can talk really fast without having to wait for the other to catch up. Anyway, I call her my soul sister. So anyway, let's get going here. One more shuffle here. A cut. A clear. All right. What energy is around? What is there that we all as a masses need to be aware of? Is there anything that stands out? What is the energy that's around us? What is it that we all need to be made aware of? What is the most important thing? Oh my God, look at this. You guys saw that fall out. This, oh, let me turn my camera. Judgment. My God, for that to be the first one that comes out. Like I said, it's time for us to start clearing out our karma. And this is just like a confirmation of what I just said too. Judgment. This woman looks like she's pleading to the heavens above to please help eliminate her karma. And you actually have to you also have to be aware of what your karma is. Karma is usually unfinished business with someone or something in your life. You need to look at the situation and you need to see it for what it is. Take away any lesson that you learned from it, and then ask the divine to please remove it from you. And that's looking just like what she's asking for. She has gone through the steps, and now she's begging for the divine to judge her, to see that she has cleared her karma. Whoa. Oh my gosh. This being the second card that's coming out, it tells me that there's a possibility that whoever you are, me, you, all of us, the Five of Cups talks about having to walk away from something that, or to leave something behind, because it's not for our better good. It's not for our higher good. And that's going to be different for everybody. It's usually people. What else is it that we need to be made aware of? All right, I'm going to start pulling. The Ten of Wands. Oh my God, this is so perfect. It's the Ten of Wands is like, we've talked about this many, many times in the regular weekly readings. The Ten of Wands is a heavy burden that's been laid upon you for God knows how long and how many people, what situations, unknown. But the Ten of Wands is actually the ending of this burden. And to me, it's part of the judgment, and it's part of the leaving things or people behind that no longer are at the same. You'll know who they are. I'm not going to get into the details of that. You need to leave some people behind. And this is the end of the burden. And it could have very well been a heavy burden. I mean, she's literally begging the divine to please take away. Please take away her karma. Please make her clear. Oh, that just popped out. Now the Eight of Wands talks about communication. It also talks about fast action. Oh, okay. The fast action here could be the possibility that things are going to start happening. Things are going to start changing very fast. And I do feel that too. I've been feeling that for a while. There's going to be a change, and I'm not sure when it's going to happen. Is it going to be in December or possibly in January? But there is definitely going to be a change of the change of a dynamic situation globally. And you can take that for what it's worth, but the time could be running out. It's winding down. And this talks about action, fast action. It could be communications as well. Take it as whatever you need it. Okay. I'm going to move these closer. We have the Six of Swords in reverse. Some people say this is the card where they've been in troubled times. The waters have been rough. The situation's been rough. And all they want to do is turn around and go home. They want to go home. They want to go back to where they were. And to me, that could mean that there are some of us out there that feel like we want to go home to our divine. We're waiting. And if this gets too heavy for you, please excuse me. You don't have to watch. But to me, it could simply be that it's a time for us to start thinking about, are we prepared? That's why you're doing all this work, to get prepared for it. Because it's going to happen fast. And fast with divine time can be any time. It's the divine's time, not ours. But to me, this is like a preparation for getting ready for what may be coming up. And you can see it as either a worldly event, or you can see it as a divine event. I'm going to leave that for each of you to make your own decision. And I know that we're all at different levels of our awakening. Let's see what else we can get. The Knight of Wands is fast action too, fast travel. It's fire energy. The Knight of Wands, listen to this, you guys. The Knight of Wands is action after waiting on a decision. And the decision could be you taking that first step to start releasing your karma. So once you start that process, all of this is it looks to me like it's just going to flow just beautifully. So the Knight of Wands is one of the fastest knights. It's a fire energy, which is the fastest of all the energies. And it also says about the Knight of Wands to follow your intuition and push forward. So if you feel like you're on the right path, by all means, go for it. The divine will lead you. Okay, I'm going to pull. The Nine of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands is a bunch of battles that we've been through in our lifetime. And we always hold on to the actual battle itself instead of just holding on to just the lesson. The lesson of each battle that we've been through is what you need to maintain, not the actual who, where, what happened. That needs to be dropped because it's just boggling up and blocking you from higher gifts from the divine. If you have too much blockage in you, you won't be able to hear or receive messages. You won't be able to have a dream. You need to learn to, or I don't mean to be preachy, or I didn't mean it like that. I mean, if you have baggage that you think that is blocking you, possibly, that maybe you're not hearing messages from the divine, or a whisper at night, or numbers, synchronicities. It could be that it's because you have so much of this old negative battle energy that's in you, and you need to really learn to release that too. Sure, it helps you to learn the lesson that, oh, I see what happened here. That's not going to happen again. But let go of the person, let go of the energy that it held, and let go. Just let go. Because it's literally baggage, is what I call it. Putting your guard up. What else do we have for this reading of energy? The Seven of Pentacles. Oh. If you look at it in a spiritual way, the Seven of Pentacles to me is you've planted all of your seeds, and you've nurtured them, you've watered them, whatever they needed, sunlight, and they've all grown. And now it's time for you to reap the harvest that you've planted. And basically the way I read that in a spiritual sense is these are people that you've nurtured, and you've led them along the way. You've given them good advice. Could be children, grandchildren, sisters or brothers, or whoever it is to you. And once these seeds have grown and they've been harvested, it's time to move on. The final outcome of this is it's time to move on. You've done the best and the most that you could. Oh, God. The world. This is the divine saying that he rewards you for all the hard work that you've done. Because look at it. Let's just go back for just a minute. You've released all your karma. You've worked it out through whoever you pray to, your divine. You've released it. You're free of that. The Five of Cups. Now this is something where you've realized after going through this that it's just something that's going to have to be, that you leave some people behind. You won't be able to bring everybody because they're not going to be on the same level as you. They may catch up later, but right now it's more important to work on yourself first, and then you can go back and maybe help others. But with that said, it's going to be such a relief because the tens are endings, and this is the Ten of Wands. So all of that heavy burden that you've been carrying with you as far as people that would pull you down, not intentionally because that's just where they are. They were bogging you down instead of letting you lift yourself up to spirit, to grow into the spirituality of it. And it's most of the time they don't understand it. And then the Eight of Wands, remember, this is fast action. That means it's time for you to keep going the way you're doing, and because soon it's going to be time. If you really look at this could be hands on a clock. And I'm not saying that there's that many hands, but it's telling me, like, if all of these that are already here are already time that's been wasted or spent, there's like maybe one or two more, and then it's time's up. I know that's stretching it, but that's what this feels like to me, is time's getting close to being up. And then again, wanting to go home, wanting to go back to that peaceful, loving place where you've been. Deep down in all of us, our souls know what that feels like, because we've come from there. We've come from God. We've come from the heavens. That's where we want to go back. We want to go back to where life was smoother. And again, the Knight of Wands, this is talking about somebody they will take action after a decision has been made, and they're going to use their intuition and they're going to push forward. But it's something that, and maybe what this is actually, the action waiting on, could be this, taking it serious. And we just got done with the baggage from the past battles that we fought. Let those go. Learn the lessons from them and let them go. In the Seven of Pentacles, remember, this is you nurturing people throughout your whole lifetime. You could have been grandparents or parents. It could have been anybody that you've nurtured, and it's probably more than 7 people. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's 7 of Pentacles, it's just an example. You've nurtured him. Look at how loving he's looking at that. It's almost like he wants to pet the plant. It's nurturing. This is all about nurturing, and you've nurtured many people. And with that comes the reward of the world. Now, I could go in a different thing altogether about the world, and the only thing I'm going to say, if you've not heard about the New Earth, you might be able to find a video or something like that on YouTube. So, to me, the world is talking about possibly a new world, and it could still be this Earth, or it could be a new birth of a world or Earth. Look it up and decide that for yourself. But this is just like saying the world's going to change. The world is in a cycle, and it's about to change. And that's why I worry about this time. Okay, one last card. Oh, God, what a perfect ending. Beware. When you get to this point in your life, you're going to be shining, and the people that see you may not like it. People, demons, the devil, whatever you believe, there are those that would like to control you, to keep you down. So this is a warning. The last card here is a warning. After you've gone through all of this work, do not fall back in the trap of this and erase everything you've just done. So be careful, be careful, be careful. And then all of these, there is one that's in reverse. And then on the bottom of the deck, what a perfect ending here. This is the King of Wands. He has Leo over his shoulder. This is a Leo card. This person knows. They're ruled by the sun. So this person knows to be aware of that devil energy that could possibly destroy all of this. This person sets up boundaries. They do not allow any negativity to come in a spiritual situation. They will not allow anyone to break through their barrier. Let's get a universal card. Messenger of action. The messenger of action is the Knight of Wands. And it's so funny lately. Every time there's a card on the board, it's like this is the universal message too, but this is different. This is the tarot reading. This is different. Let's see. Messenger of action is messenger. I'm sorry. This is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands. Sorry. Something new and exciting related to creativity or your career comes to your attention. You feel an eagerness to learn and you're ready to get going, although you may feel insecure. And it could be the beginning of your awakening. It does feel awkward. Believe me, it does. You may feel insecure because there won't be a lot of people around to help you. You would be lucky if you have 1 or 2 people in your life that understand it or maybe on the same path. It says do it anyway. This card represents someone in your life, or maybe you, who is creative, enthusiastic, and fascinated by life, and who wants to try everything. That would be a perfect companion. A perfect companion that wants to go along with you. If you can find somebody like that, ooh, congratulations. Perfect. That's what I have for the energy reading for today, which is December the 2nd. I will see you guys during the rest of December. And until then, I wish you the best and be safe. And namaste.